You're taller than I expected because
I love that though.
Like I'm a short dude. Brad's a little taller than I am, so he's also a short dude.
I was 4'11" for most of my life. I didn't have I was a late bloomer, I think they call it.
Really?
One day, just shot up, and then I never went the width way. I'm still scrawny as hell.
I'm still waiting for that.
Oh, it could come, man. It could come. I'm telling you,
man. I really want it to
real late.
When did you have your growth spurt? What age was it?
I think I was like 17.
Oh,
dang. And I was actually on. No, I want to say I was like 16, but I was actually on American Idol, and I was 4'11". I got voted off when I was 4'11". Went back to high school for a few months, and then they were like, will you come out for the finale? So I come back for the finale, and I had this big growth spurt. The producers didn't even recognize me. They were like, get this guy out of here. He was, oh, Daniel, that's you. Like, I looked like a different person.
Really? That's nuts, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I was so scrawny because I just shot up.
Yeah. I'd always hoped that would happen, because you hear those stories. Like, they don't stop growing until you're about 18.
There's still hope,
I was
man.
just like, man, when I was growing up, I was like, I know at some point I'm going to be 17, and then all of a sudden I'm going to be 6 foot.
It's going to kick in, yeah.
I'm just waiting.
You just got to get those shoes with like the added. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I want to wear some of those.
Yeah.
I'm going to get some of those.
I used to sneak those all the time when I was 4'11".
When you're 4'11". Well, so you were on American Idol, and that was before you started.
Yeah, that was before the band. Yeah, that was my foot in the door, you could say.
We went back to high school after being eliminated.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
Brutal.
Was it? Were people brutal to you because of it?
I was called Idol Boy. Imagine that. It was like Yodel Boy, but Idol Boy instead. You know, I just got torn apart.
Especially in high school, man, people can be terrible.
Oh, yeah. It was like a month of gold when I first came back, and then it settled in that everyone was like, oh, he's not leaving this town again, So then they just started, they started coming at me. But
And had you done music and stuff in school? Had everybody known that about you before American Idol?
Yeah, to an extent. I really started busking in Portland when I was like 9 years old.
That's cool.
People sort of knew, but it was never like a serious thing. It was like the cute little 4'11" kid that could sing, Yeah. And then when that actually happened, there was this moment where I came back and the popular kids liked me. And, it was so cool. And then, like a month of that golden light that was shining on me went away, and I'm doing my laundry again. And
Where in Portland did you grow up?
I grew up in Vancouver, Washington.
Oh, Vancouver, okay.
So Seattle, Washington. I am a Washington boy, but if I say Vancouver, everyone around the world says Canada, so I just had to give it up.
We're off of, what is it, Mill Plain, right? Isn't that
Oh my God, yeah. Whoa.
We're off of Mill Plain.
Yeah. Oh my God, I was real close to Mill Plain. That's crazy.
Vancouver's weird because it's basically Portland, but it is Washington. But you probably consider, like, if you went to the mall, you'd go to Portland, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I never knew. I'm not from the Northwest originally, right?
Yeah, where are you from?
I grew up mostly in LA.
Oh, I should still know. We traded places.
Yeah, exactly. So can I just come live with you now?
Perfect.
Yeah, up here.
I went to Portland with my girl a couple months ago to shoot my first music video, and I hadn't been back in years. And I was like, baby, there's a spot called Voodoo Donuts. We have to go. It's like a staple there. Well, we went at like 9 p.m., like after dinner. And it looked like we were on the Walking Dead set. Like, it's crazy there right now.
It is nuts.
I could not believe. I was like, man.
Yeah.
Made me sad.
It is. It's kind of crazy the way that it's gotten up here. Especially Portland.
Yeah. Is it like that in Seattle too?
Yeah, it is. Downtown Seattle's kind of like that too. It's kind of.
It's a shame because it's sick here. I love it.
I moved up here about, I don't know, close to 20 years ago at this point.
Oh wow.
And when I first got here, downtown wasn't like it is. Like there was a lot of stuff downtown, but it's kind of like closed down now.
I like to feel like it's cyclical. Hopefully it kind of hits a revamp pretty soon.
Well, I was going to talk about busking because I never even knew what that word was until I moved up here because of the market. And in Portland they have all the street performance and stuff, and someone said that they were a busker, and I was like, what does that mean? They sell drugs? Like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, little 9-year-old me was busking.
How was that? Like, what was that experience like singing? Like, what you would sing, play instruments? What would you do exactly?
Yeah, I would usually set up like a piano or a guitar and just sing, and it was so fun.
That's cool. And was that did you want to do that, or?
It was actually more my dad's idea. There was this art walk called First Thursday in Portland, and my dad was like, we should go down and do that. And I was like, no. And he's like, I know you sing and you obviously play instruments. I kind of more so played instruments. I didn't really sing in front of people. and he convinced me to do it. The first time I did it, I stopped like a few hundred people, and they all started putting money in my little hat. Whoa. And I was like, I could get into this.
Yeah.
This is great. I used all the money to buy some more instruments and kind of built my little in-room studio at a young age and just became obsessed with it.
So I like obviously try to look up stuff on people before talk to them in an interview, right?
Smart.
I most of the time, try to prep a little bit. I'm really bad at prepping for things, but
same.
So, but one of the things it said about you was, one, you play like 20 instruments.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Thank you.
I can't play one instrument. I've always wanted to.
Dude, I'll teach you.
Is it just a natural gift that you have?
Yeah, it was. I was one of those weird kids that grew up and just it made sense to me at a really young age. I remember my little sister, the first time I ever saw a piano was my little sister had this little toy pink piano, and I like stole it from her, being the big brother that, every big brother steals from their little sister. So I took it and I just started like playing with it at like a really young age. I had to be like 5 years old, and I started playing like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and stuff, and my mom was in the kitchen and overheard it, and she was like, were you playing that? And I was like, yeah. And then pretty soon after that, this isn't a good lesson on life because I stole the piano, but I ended up getting a bigger piano because I wanted to see what I could do.
Yeah.
And it just it was like a language that made sense to me.
Yeah. So that's cool, man. So somewhere in your DNA, music is just
something. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it also said in that same thing that I read where it said you play 20 instruments, it also said that one of your biggest fears is laziness. Is that true?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I fall short of it all the time.
Right. Well, I was just going to tell you can say, like, let that fear go, man. Because at that age, to be doing that on your own, you don't have a lazy bone in your body as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, thank you. I'm definitely hard on myself, but, every once in a while, everyone slips up.
For sure. Yeah. But, I mean, I know you after American Idol, it had to be rough for you. I know that you've been open about some of the struggles that you had after American Idol.
After that, after the band, it's just, I feel like the journey in the entertainment world, as you all probably know, is just so up and down.
It is, yeah.
And you gotta just start to grow the wisdom of backing up and realizing that's how it is. It's very cyclical.
Yeah, and you have to have a lot of self-confidence, obviously, but also thick skin too.
Yeah,
because you're judged
patience,
on
you know. Yeah,
patience is probably one of the biggest things too.
Totally.
You hear about any overnight success, right?
Yeah,
they've been working for 20
it's
something years
never the case. Right? Yeah,
they've been playing 20 instruments since they were 9 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
But you hear about them when they're on American Idol. You don't hear about all the other stuff.
Yeah, you see that one thing, and overnight it happens, but you don't know about the 5 years they put
exactly.
into it. Yeah,
so
totally.
So mental health is my big thing. Like I devoted my life to. I've been actively in counseling since I was in kindergarten because of my history and stuff like that. So it's been a part of my life. Yeah. So whenever I hear about anybody who struggles with it, I always like to ask them just about their experience, because there's a lot of people out there who need to hear that people that they look up to struggle or have had struggles.
Totally. Oh.
So when you were done with American Idol, right, when you were eliminated and had to go back, and the shine came off it, and then people were being terrible to you because they were jealous that you were on American Idol and they weren't.
Totally.
That's where it came from. But what got you back to being able to get back into things?
I would say at that young age, it was my parents, 1,000%. And then I would say as life progressed, there's kind of this age where you start to understand that your parents also have their own struggles. And so it seems to become a little harder to want to lean on your parents for advice and whatnot. And so I feel like for me, the latest thing that's been really helpful is just sitting on my own. And I'm not talking like sitting on my own on my phone, or like literally shutting everything out, taking time to sit in a room and just like sit with my thoughts and like talk to myself. That's been pretty helpful lately.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how much you can actually tell yourself if you allow yourself to sit with it. But it's tough to sit with a lot of life sometimes, because when you're moving, you don't got to think about all that. But it does pay off, just taking that time to like have a convo. It sounds crazy, but literally like everyone has that internal dialogue going on with yourself. Like let that roll for a second. Exactly. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, let it roll, and then notice that a lot of the things that maybe you're hard on yourself about don't really come from you. They were things that were told to you at some point, or something made you feel at some point. Now it's,
and if you don't take the time to tell yourself that thought in the back of your head, if you don't take the time to be like, you're wrong, then you're gonna let that thing just keep talking to you. Yeah.
I never realized how hard it was to sit still, like until I was later in life, and I had like picked apart some things, and I'm like, because I was always, you know, I was like go. I would never home. I didn't sleep much. I thought like I was obsessed with trying to get to where I thought success would be.
Totally.
Until I and then I realized
the old COVID.
I was like, powwow. I was like, I can't be by myself, because then the thoughts creep in, and then I just don't want to be around those. So then I find things to do.
Totally.
Did exactly what you did. I just sat there with it
and
learned.
And you know, I think like COVID taught a healthy balance. So like before COVID, I was the same way, where everyone was like probably way more robotic than they are now. Then COVID, we were like too dormant. We were just sitting, and like I don't think that's healthy either, to just sit all day every day. But I feel like the lesson was learned for a lot of people in that time.
Yeah,
it come back into the work being like, I do need to take a second, and like, you know, having empathy is a good thing. You know, sometimes it can take control of you, but like take care of your empathetic side. You know?
And I love that about your story. I also like the fact that, so your band, right? You had a problem with the label, and are you still
with management? Atlantic's been amazing to me.
Not your record label, but the management that you had previously, right?
Yeah, a lot of trouble with them. Yeah.
So they had control of everything, or what was the deal with that?
Yeah, they had their hand in just about everything, but I would say more than what was even on paper, just like in person, mentally, they had a grip on us like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it was just crazy at such a young age to have this guy in his mid-40s, you know, telling these kids what he believes the truth is, and it was so far from kind of the right approach at life, and just the sort of like philosophy and ideas he was trying to put into our heads at such a young age. Like, I actually honestly, I thank God for COVID. It slowed us down, and kind of scares me to think where we were headed just mentally and all had we continued down that path. So again, like, I don't know, for me it's a lesson of like, sometimes the lows have some silver lining, and you gotta look for that, you know.
And that's what I say all the time is, if you learn to find the lessons when things are bad, then you'll never be sad.
I mean, you'll be fine.
You'll be sad, but you'll be sad happy.
You'll be sad happy. Yeah, I love that.
Like on the other end of this, I'm gonna learn something that's gonna help me later on. Like, I don't know what's going on right now. It's terrible, but I know I'm learning something, so that makes me feel a little better about it, right? Then you're never like fully down.
Yeah, you can kind of stay grounded and balanced, and like, when you do realize that like anything good equally is gonna have like the same amount of bad, you can kind of ride that wave always of like, if it's bad right now, where's the good? I'm not looking for it, because it's there.
Yeah,
if it's really good, there is bad. Let's try to avoid it.
You know? Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have a show tonight. Where's the show tonight again?
Oh, I should know this.
I should know it too. I was talking about prep. I was bragging about prep earlier, like that I prep it, and I don't.
Oh, my phone died actually too. I forgot to charge it.
Oh, it's at Numos. Numos is awesome.
Yeah.
So you have a show tonight at Numos.
Yeah.
And like, is this has got to be exciting for you now, because you're on your own now, right? Like, not with the band, and you're playing. Like, do you use the looper and stuff on stage?
I do. Yeah. I was a fan of Ed Sheeran growing up, and he always used his acoustic guitar and whatnot, and I kind of took that idea and put a little crack in it. So I'd play my cello, and then I loop the drums, I loop the piano and guitar and bass. I like, ironically, kind of do a one-man band thing. That's cool. Stage.
How is that different from going to having multiple people be on stage with you to being almost like the only one?
It's more to think about, for sure. I used to be able to, if I messed up a lyric, I could look at 4 other dudes and be like, cover me.
Do you like it?
Can't do that. I like it now. I hated it show 1. I was like, all eyes are on me the whole time. You know, I can't mess up, it felt like. And then going into that first show, seeing people there for just me was like so validating, because it's scary to kind of leave the nest like that. Even putting the tickets up on sale, I was, you know, biting my nails like, oh my gosh, here we go.
Yeah.
To go up there and see all these people like rooting for me and wanting me to do the best, immediately that fear kind of left my body, where I was like, okay, they're here for me. We all want to have a good time. If I do mess up, they might not even notice, and even if they do, they're going to still root for me.
Yeah.
That is just unbelievable.
Yeah, that's a
good feeling.
That's a good feeling. That's got to be a good feeling.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You know?
The shows have been really fun.
Have they?
Really, really fun, yeah.
What has been your most fun city that you've been to so far?
Ooh, Minnesota. Minnesota absolutely teared it up. It was a smaller venue. It was like maybe 500 people, and they were so loud. I could not believe it. And like the floor, it was kind of like a ballroom, and I'm looking at the floor, like on my song Runaway, it's kind of got this beat where you can jump to it, so they all start jumping. Literally the sound equipment in the back is like flying up because they were jumping, so it was
amazing.
Crazy. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, they got rowdy in Minnesota.
I mean, that and the energy that you get from that.
Oh my
gotta feel
God,
great.
yeah, I missed that. That.
Where I mean, obviously you want to be as successful as you can possibly be at
Totally.
anything you do, but I mean, especially in music, right?
Yeah.
Do you think much about the future and where it takes you, or are you just
All
going
the
with it?
time, yeah.
So where do you want to be 10 years from now?
I want to be the biggest star in the world.
Oh, there you
And
go.
it sounds crazy, but that's kind of the game we all play in the music world. So.
It doesn't sound crazy to me.
Oh, thank you, man.
I don't think it sounds
Appreciate
crazy to your fans. I don't think it sounds crazy to anybody.
Thank
I mean,
you.
like,
This could be a fun time capsule if it happens.
I mean, you're
so
just
we'll
getting
see.
started.
Yeah,
Really?
thank you.
I mean, you just had a growth spurt not that long ago.
Yeah, puberty just hit. It's only up from here now.
Exactly.
My whole voice just changed.
We'll make sure everybody checks out the show and also
Amazing.
your music and follows you on social. Is it your TikTok is
Oh yeah,
blowing up, right?
It's all like Daniel Seavey or Seavey Daniel Seavey _ Daniel. Just put in Daniel or Seavey and you should be fine.
One of those combinations.
Yeah, one of them will pop up.
Next time you're in here, you got to bring. We were gonna have you bring your looper and all that, but you know,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
we don't have many people in this building that, in general.
Yeah, I'll
like-
bring my team and the looper, and we'll
we don't
set
know how
it
to
up.
hook up anything here, so we couldn't get it all.
It's
hooked up.
pretty nerdy too. It's pretty confusing.
So
so
I'm excited to see it, and
Yeah,
you got to bring
thank
your
you.
unicycle. It says you ride a unicycle too.
I do, yeah.
I've always
Yeah.
wanted to ride a unicycle.
Like a
so
circus
You
dude.
can teach me that.
I got you.
There's no chance
Instrument, unicycle,
Yeah.
easy.
Well, good luck on the instrument. I don't know if I can play an instrument, but I can maybe learn to ride a unicycle.
Okay, yeah, we'll see.
All right, man. Well, thank you for coming in, dude. I
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
Also, I was gonna say, if you guys want to come to the show, I'd love to have you. I don't want to,
Yeah.
put any pressure,
No,
but if you guys
absolutely.
want to come,
I think Victoria was already going.
Yeah.
you're coming.
Yeah.
Oh my God, let's go. It's gonna be fun. Can't
Yeah, I'm
wait.
excited. Me and one of my
Heck
friends
yeah.
are gonna go, and we're
Yes,
excited.
let's go. Heck yeah.
Yeah. So,
Be
did you buy
fun.
tickets already?
Mhm.
Oh, she already
Oh
bought
my
tickets.
God, amazing. That just made my day.
Aw.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
I'm
So,
excited.
what-
I'm just excited to see, especially the song you were talking
Thank
about,
you.
like all the energy in the room. I'm
Oh,
excited to see it,
yeah.
like, firsthand in
I'm
person.
gonna look for you during Runaway and be like,
Uh-oh.
see, look at this one.
yeah, you should call her out. Just point her out.
Oh,
There it is.
God.
I will. We'll do something silly.
All right, man. Thank you for coming in, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, for
that was
sure.
awesome.